Hello, hello, and welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate Graham, and if this is your first time joining us, and this is this first weekly collective reading, and it's a little strange, um, just know that I only come and do these on Sundays, and so we start with this weekly collective reading, and then we go into some personal readings. I'm gonna get Instagram. It's Instagram is hit or miss, honestly, as to whether people show up on it, but I will let them in today. I just feel it. I'm going to say, let's welcome them in. It's funny, I just got a like, but it doesn't say that there's anyone even live here with me. So sometimes YouTube lies to me about who is here and who is not here. Okay, let's do this. Oh, hi, Alexandra. Nice to see you. Okay, so I'm going to get into okay. Welcome, Instagram. So I'm going to get into our weekly live collective reading. Let's do this. I'm really excited. Hey, Svetlana. Nice to see you here as well. I'm really excited for this week because I feel like there's like this like earthy, I don't know, big change coming. And I feel it in my like higher heart, somewhere between my heart and my throat chakra, in that space. Please feel free to ask your questions. I am going to read for about 15 minutes and then I'll answer any questions that you have for me. Whoop. So yeah. And I was just feeling this energy also of competition and whether or not it has any value at all. And what is there value maybe in your own personal like self competition. I like to compete with myself sometimes. It's helpful if you're working out or something, right? It's like you're trying to beat your personal record, you know Welcome, welcome. Hello. Feel free to ask any oracle questions you have of me. I'm happy to answer anything. So this is fascinating. I pulled this card earlier today, and it's the study card. It's healing with the angels. It says study. So this week is a week for putting into action your ideas, like getting the research done for them, like actually doing what you need to do to put things in place. And I know I was doing it this week. I had this other idea that popped into my head of something that I'd like to do with my life. And I have probably like 20 tabs up trying to research it. But this is what we do, right? We go through these cycles. And right now it feels like a study research, kind of like open up your mind to what is it that you kind of want to know more about, but then you haven't really done anything about it. Like you're never going to know more about something. You're never going to figure stuff out unless you put your mind to that action. Um, it's so funny. People come in on Instagram and then they're like, oh, this isn't really cool. I don't really understand what this is. And then they leave. But YouTube, you know what's up. YouTube people always stay. It's so funny. Okay. So wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. And so what I'm thinking is like there's this new chapter, there's this new thing that you want to get into. Welcome, welcome. There's this new thing you want to get into and or like this new chapter that you see for yourself. And so could you allow others to help you with this? This is something I struggle with a lot, is like allowing other people to help me with things that I really want to do in my life. And there's just a certain point where you can't deny that, it's not about relying on other people. It's about actually receiving support and receiving care. So wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. You might also be like comparing yourself to others in a way that's really not helpful. And so if you're doing that, you just quit it. I think that the energy of like comparing yourself this week that's actually helpful is actually looking at yourself. So, like, what are you like a year ago compared to now, 5 years ago compared to now? And then where do you want to be 2 to 5 years from now as well? So that's what came into it was like I was thinking about my 5 year sort of self. And I had this idea of something that I'd like to do that I've been having these like dreams about. Everything I do is because I've had some dream about it, that's like not gone away. Oh, hey, Sucharita. Nice to see you as well. Instagram, feel free to get your questions in. I see them starting to come in through YouTube. Let me know. I'm reading for the collective energy for this week for a little bit, as I generally do on Sundays, and then I will happily answer anything else, anything that you want to know. So, like, as far as asking a question, it's like, what what do you really feel like you need some validation, some confirmation on? What do you want to know from a psychic or intuitive level that I can help you with, or from a healing level that I can help you with? And so sometimes people are asking me for like facts, and sometimes people are asking me about something they're struggling with and how to move through that, how to get through that. And sometimes people ask me lots of other things like where they're gonna live, stuff like that. Hello, hello. Hello. Okay, good, good, good. So, our next card is I let the universe catch up with my dreams. So, what's interesting, I was just talking about dreams, and I hadn't even seen that card. Just talking about dreams and how I often have dreams of what's going to happen in the future. And these could be daydreams or they could be sleeping dreams, but often they come in as like sleeping dreams. And then I start to think about it a little bit. Oh, thank you, Carlos. Yeah, it's actually a top, but it's very like hippy dippy. I quite enjoy it. The sleeves. I just I was just painting and I had to have these sleeves rolled like all the way up. It was really funny. Like totally the wrong shirt to wear while painting because you're gonna like drag it all along the canvas. It's very funny. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Thank you. Happy Sunday, everyone. So, Sunday is like this day that we're meant to actually focus on ourselves, our own personal identity. Very hippy dippy indeed. Yeah, hippy dippy doodah. And so, it's like this energy of self focus. And that's why I like to do these weekly collective readings on Sundays because it's like a time to get back to ourselves. So, anything I say, just take it for yourself as to what you need and, don't let me be kind of a part of that. So maybe I see your question. That's awesome. You're second. You'll be after Alexandra. And I'm just going to keep reading for another 5 minutes or so on the weekly collective, and then I'll get right to it. So thank you. Thanks for getting that question in. It's nice when Instagram starts having some comments because Instagram is so, so particular. Like YouTube will just share it out to everyone who has like requested notifications. If you have the notification bell on, you'll get a notification, right? So like you all show up. Instagram is so different. And I don't know. I don't vibe with that as much, but I like you guys here on Instagram. I'm happy you're here. It's nothing against you. It's against the algorithms. Okay. So this, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. I was talking about how I'll often have a dream. Hey, Lori. I'll often have a dream that tells me something I'm meant to do. And then it'll start showing up in my daydreams, right? It'll start showing up in like my day to day mentality. And I'll start thinking, ooh, maybe that is something I need to do. And then, often they'll come in just at the right time. And we're meant to keep working on it. So this study card to me feels like about putting this into my life, right? Ooh, I see romance questions coming in. I'm excited for that, actually. I didn't think I'd be doing romance today. So yay. So this is a week for actually looking at this 2 year or 5 year down the line, any dreams that you might have. Lori, I feel like a specific dream for you. And, looking into research. This is a week to actually put that into action. You are doing something towards your dream if you're just studying or doing research towards it. If you're thinking about how on earth you could even do that thing, that's you working towards your dream. So this week, I'm working towards something which, who knows, it might come in this year, it might come in 3 years from now, right? But it felt so clear that I need to be doing this research. So study this week towards your dreams specifically. And then the universe will have this kind of lag time, right? Like we have these dreams. And then there's always, and I had this video recently, there's always this gap time, this like distance between you and then what you want. And that's like something that causes so many people suffering when in reality, yeah, Lori, it was like a home space for you that I was feeling in the 2 to 5 year range. So that's what you're research or studying or preparing for, I feel like this week. Just taking a look at researching options and different places. Sin, yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. So I will get back to that as well. Okay, we have lots of questions coming in, so I am feeling tempted to start switching into question mode, but I'm going to pull a little bit more just from the earth magic, and then I'll get right into it, I promise. Also, if anyone would like to start using pendulum, yeah, time to get busy dreaming, Lori. And that's the thing is like, a lot of the times we feel like our dreams are out of reach because we just can't picture them. And so it's important to build that picture. And that could be sometimes what we do with our study as well. That is a lot of earth magic cards. So yeah, this pendulum stuff as well. If anyone is interested in learning more about how to tap into your intuition, like how the heck does Kate just know stuff or speak things or give answers. And, it's all skills, it's all practice and things that I've been doing for years. I've done thousands of psychic readings. I love coming on here and doing the live free readings, but I also work with people on a one-on-one basis to help them get into their own intuitive alignment. Doesn't really make sense for me to keep reading for people. If you're willing to work with me, I should just help you access your own intuition. That's what I feel, so that you can actually build this strong sense of trust. Even though I love helping, I love being here anyway. So if you are interested in learning more about, connecting to your intuition, I have this pendulum power workshop that I have all online. And so I just built a whole bunch of new pendulum charts for it, which is really fun. And pendulums, they drifted in and out for me when I was first starting out. I don't think that they're like entirely necessary, but they do speed up the process. They make it so much easier to begin trusting yourself, to actually see a physical, tangible representation of what your intuition is saying is so, so helpful. And the pendulum charts have like a whole bunch of different themes and stuff. So if you want to go look at that, go ahead. I'm going to show them off at some point on the channel here. So look forward to that. And I am going to be releasing. I'm just going to be sharing me playing and singing a little song. So I may do a few more like channeled songs as well as they come up. The Grow As We Go song just really was in my head a lot recently. Okay. I'm going to read these earth magic cards kind of in between, and I'm going to start doing readings because that is what I'm feeling. So first we have Cave and Sanctuary. Cave and Sanctuary. I was feeling this week like it's a smart thing to actually be in a bit of isolation. I know myself, I've been like a lot more social. And even though I love that, there's this beauty to when you're just in your own headspace and you can get a lot of clarity. And I'm finding I'm almost like squishing that time in. Whereas really when you have an extended period of like a few hours of just really being able to deeply self-reflect and look at your life, it's easier for you to have that bigger picture, maybe get to that thing that you're meant to be studying or researching if something isn't clear as to what that is. Also, I'm just really drawn to the fact that this person is like doing cave drawings. So you may need to doodle and actually write stuff out. Like sometimes we are all online and then it's difficult for us to feel like it's tangible. That is also another message for this week. Hey, it's like, how do you make the spiritual and the intuitive tangible? How do you make your dreams tangible, really? Okay, Alexandra, I'm going to go on to you and then I'm going to keep reading these earth magic cards as we go. Alexandra asks, my whole house booking is coming up in a few days. Will I have water in time and will they stay, or is something going to happen that they will leave early or not want to stay at all? Yeah, that is very chaotic. It does not feel good. Yeah, it really doesn't feel good. I'm starting to feel like a kind of like anxious or sick sort of feeling. Let's see. I feel like a no. I don't have my pendulum right by me right now. Let's see. I have other tools that I use to just get yes and no's. Yeah, the water's not going to come on, I don't feel, which I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say that. And there's always a chance, but I don't feel the water's going to come on in time for you. So that could lead into a whole bunch of other things. I have to say this, I seriously feel a need for you to leave, for you to get very clear on what it is that comes next, and to not put this energy actually towards this place. And that is what I genuinely feel. And I'm sorry that that's like, it's sometimes not the easiest thing for us to receive, that like we got to change something up or there's something different that needs to happen. But I do see like a lot of stress. You didn't even contact the government for water. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And it's difficult to like let go of things. So, I mean, I'm saying this just because it's what is coming through, but I know in my mind that that must not be a nice thing to hear, So, just thank you for accepting the fact that spirit's coming through with that kind of message and not a, hey, it'll all be okay, As much as I love light and I love being love and light, you guys, there's only so much we can actually do if I want to be honest and I want to be truthful, right? Um, hmm. And I really feel like a lack of support from others. And so that's what's really feeling scary, is it just feels like there's a lack of support from others. But if you see yourself and you take this message this week as you need to research and take a look at what comes next. So maybe I'm just going to go to your first question first, because asking multiple questions when I haven't gone through the whole round yet, I try not to do. So if you want to pick one that you prefer, let me know which question you prefer me to answer. But yeah, I'm just going to do one for each person, just because these are free readings. I try not to be using too much of my energy here. So there's this card here, miracles for you, Alexandra. And miracles, I feel like it's not something to expect, but it's something to also like understand is coming, like is absolutely possible. But what I'm feeling with this miracle is that it's in another direction. I don't feel like the miracle is, oh, the water is finally able to come on, or oh, everyone grows a heart and then you're able to like do what you want to do in this home. I just feel like I just keep hearing this older woman screaming in my head, which is really, it's quite like off-putting, to be honest, because while I've been talking, you don't need to be sorry, it's okay. Um, while I've been talking, I just keep hearing this like older woman screaming, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. So it's like very, it's very if I wasn't in such a good sunny mood today, I would be very upset by this type of feeling coming up. We have beauty and happiness, which is hibiscus. So you're getting miracles and beauty and happiness. And so this home and this idea, this is like a joyful thing to you. And you can love this home for as long as you live. You can love this home forever. You don't need to be sorry, Alexandra. I choose to do this work. And all these feelings leave right after. And also, I'm very tough. I'm very brave. So you don't need to worry about me. I'm not getting scared by spiritual messages. Otherwise, I really wouldn't do this. I would just hide in my bed. I would just be overwhelmed. Okay, so the hibiscus, beauty and happiness, it feels like it says a thing of beauty is a joy forever. And so it feels like this home, you can always keep this home in your heart. You can always love this home and it's not going to go away. That isn't going to go away. So what you are trying to create in your life is like what's next. And I'm seeing such a block. Like it seems like such darkness when you look into the future, when really that's not what your future looks like to me. And so it's very confusing. It's very confusing. And it's almost like I just want to kind of press against the blocks of your mind to say, get out of this mindset that you need to be stuck to this home. Just try for a few days. Try getting out of that completely, putting it, hey, that's nothing, to put it to the side, and then see what comes through and what feels more possible. We also have for you surrender, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. We have surrender, which says sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. Yeah. Holy, isn't that exactly the vibe? It's like, to surrender to the fact that this is chaotic and this is not in alignment feels like you're dying. It feels like to let go of it feels so heavy and so serious and so final that it feels like there's nothing after that. And that's what I feel. It's like you're just seeing like nothing after that. It just feels like a total dead zone in the future. That's absolutely not the case. That is just not fact at all. Not fact, not future. And it says the ego learns what is hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. So because you're fixated on this current, chaos and this current thing, yeah, okay, well, I'm sorry that's how you feel, but hopefully this is validating that you don't need to feel that way and that there's all these other things that are coming in as like, if you could actually accept that miracles can happen, perhaps you could align yourself to receiving that. But right now you're in no way receiving of it because you're like, nope, nothing's in the future. This is it. I die here. Nothing else happens. But I don't see that being your pathway. So it's like really kind of jarring, actually. Okay, hope that helps. I'm sorry that the answer was no, that I don't feel the water's going to come in, but then I'm wondering whether this is a time for you to open up and research and look up what's next. Okay. So I'm not sure the order that everything is coming in, but I'm going to do another oracle, and then I'll do so maybe, and then I will answer Svetlana's. You're welcome, Alexandra. I'm glad it helps. And my heart's going out to you because I feel, obviously, I'm feeling all these like feelings going on for you. Okay, so the next card we have in our collective weekly reading is Fairies Earth Magic. Earth Magic. This Earth Magic card speaks of connecting to nature. And right now I'm really like specifically feeling nature spirits. And so you might actually connect with the idea that there is sort of beings around you. If you like go on a walk in a forest or something, you might feel like there's kind of something with you or some sort of presence around you. And so I do feel like a heightened sensitivity kind of later this week. So if you're out this week, later in the week, and you connect to nature, you might feel like the ground is feeding you energy, or you might feel like there's fairies in the trees, or you might just feel like there's a feeling of like a beast or something almost with you. It's sort of curious depending on the environment that you're in, how that can happen. So it feels like heightened sensitivity, which is a beautiful thing. It's not a thing to be scared of. It's a beautiful thing. Once I got used to my sensitivities, these things aren't as scary. So maybe asks, where will I be in 5 years? I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. LOL. Yeah. That's a vibe, eh? Everyone understands that feeling. Everyone understands that feeling of, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. But similarly, actually, to the Alexandra message, it's like that surrender piece is important here. There's no right. There's no wrong. There's no prescribed way that you're meant to live your life or that I'm meant to live my life. What there is, though, is a line, so alignment is when you feel like yourself and when you feel like you're on track in a sense that the life you're living is moving forward, right? Or in the present is so fulfilling. And I get a sense that you are not feeling very fulfilled. So you're doing things right. You're not, messing anything up. And at the same time, there isn't any right. And so I am seeing that you're like putting a bit of pressure on what it is that that you do being important to like who you are, and that's what you really need to change in your head. Who you are is not only like what you do, you're also so many other things, so many other qualities, and it almost feels like when you relax you're not really happy. And that's it's a very human experience, so don't feel bad about that, but it does feel like when you actually relax and slow down, it's like you're like, I'm just not happy, I'm not. And so it is about finding happiness in your present moment. That is like a very serious, heavy duty concern and like important need for you. It's very valuable, actually. And a lot of the times we just don't value it because we see all these other things as like progress. But true progress for you would be to find some more satisfaction, peace, and happiness in your present moment, and from a really deep, proud place in yourself. So if in life you're finding it difficult to feel proud of yourself, then it's like maybe this research and study this week is thinking about, what would I look at 5 years from now and go, wow, I am so proud of myself for getting there. Years ago, I totally dreamed of managing a retreat center, which I'm currently doing now. And like owning my own business and having lived in a van, which I've all done at this point. But it was so odd how it all happened. And it wasn't like super conscious, but I held that hope, right? And holding that hope and continuing to work out and carve towards like what makes me happy has eventually led me to this place where it is a lot easier to feel happy and proud. And this 5-year goal down the line, like if I were to just stay exactly here doing exactly what I'm doing, I may not have that feeling of, okay, I really feel like myself. I really feel like I've progressed and that I'm doing what I really crave in life, And so this 5-year or maybe less goal, you guys know how I am. Sometimes things happen way faster than I predict in my own life. As long as you're aligned, stuff can just come flying in, honestly. Yeah, patience and accepting that good things come easily. I accept that good things come easily. And this is kind of what I was feeling. It almost feels like you're just like disillusioned, like you just don't believe that life can be good, which is like, it's such a harsh way of saying it. But our brains are harsh at like some of our core levels. We have some really harsh thoughts that just do not actually match reality. And it says, when I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. So again, it feels like you're on like a divine journey, that there is another plan for you here. What I see for you in 5 years, let me actually answer that. I just wanted to tune into like your energy, and what I feel like is a current healing need is actually to find much more day-to-day happiness and positivity. I actually see something with food, something to do with food in 5 years' time. Like, it's like the same kind of energy of like managing a food truck or catering, or like doing something. I don't know. It just feels, it may not be like specifically that, but I am feeling something to do with food. Um, I also feel like it's really important for you to value your like friends and family, as, you know, like thinking about the person you are in relation to them and their lives, like to really see yourself as a part of their lives and how you give good to others. And like 5 years from now, you're going to have a lot more comfort to do things for people that feel like the kind gestures that you've always wanted to be able to do. And so, whatever you're doing for alignment, just know that it's going to have a really positive effect on other people. So, you caring right now about your day to day happiness as an individual, as yourself, is going to have this like overflow effect to all your friends and family, the ones who are currently in your life and a few who are going to come into the future. And it feels like you're going to be seen as like really generous, actually. And so, I see that as like really high alignment for you. Um, I'm also I'm also seeing little kids playing soccer. Um, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you'll be like a soccer coach or some sort of sports coach of some kind. I don't know. Maybe soccer's not your thing, but I feel like, I don't know. I just saw a bunch of little kids playing soccer. So I don't know what that means. Maybe that's something that would bring you happiness, is to coach little kids in some kind of sport. But yeah, that's what I got for you. So maybe. So I'm curious what resonates with you on that, if any of it does relate. And I'll remind everyone here, I'm going to keep doing these Earth Magic cards and weekly collective, but I'll remind everyone here that there is a PayPal donation link on my site, and in the description box on the YouTube. So feel free, if you do want to say thank you in any kind of monetary way for these readings. It's not obligated at this time, but in time I might end up doing donation only readings as this channel grows. So hopefully I have the incentive to, you know, keep staying on and doing these readings. I do like the energy. And yeah, feel free to also, you know, if you don't have the funds today for anything like that, then feel free to share this with a few friends. You know, me getting to a place where I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube means I'm monetized. So it makes it so much easier for me to come on out. Um, so maybe I'm curious what you have to reflect, and maybe you can shoot me a message. Yeah, I mean, you can. I try not to indulge too much in messaging when it's unpaid, just because I do have actual clients and work and things that come out. But feel free to share a bit of your story, and we can have a small chat. So feel free. That's not to deter you. And yeah, you can always listen to these. I post them after, so you can always go back and listen to these. So we're 26 minutes in. So maybe if you start listening at like 20 minutes in or something, you'll find your reading. Okay. All right. The next thing we have for our weekly collective energy, thank you for coming out also. The next thing we have is rainbow blessings. Rainbow and blessings. So this is similar to the miracles card that came out for Alexandra. It's like really seeing, and I was also seeing too, like very different colors, as in there's different shades and different, you know, there's different frequencies to which we experience blessings, right? So you might be looking out for a financial blessing, and then you might get a love blessing. You know, you might be looking for a spiritual blessing, and then you get some sort of creative blessing, and it's something very different, you know? And so it's kind of about being open to all colors of this spectrum of the rainbow. I feel like being really, really open to how lots of different things can come into your life, even though it can feel overwhelming at times, is ultimately in your highest alignment, right? To actually be able to receive any blessing and to see more things as blessings, you know? I'm so ridiculous sometimes, even like if I'm walking around and someone gives like a free sample or something, I'm just like, wow, this is so amazing. I got to try a new thing today, you know? And it's like, I don't know. People must think I'm smoking something nonstop to be so like enthused with life. But truly, you know, it has such a positive impact to think that. the universe is just showering us with all these different blessings. And so if you can notice it in all these different areas, that is kind of the energy for this week as to guidance, where I'm feeling. All right, Svetlana, my ex returned into my life. What to expect next? Do I have any more questions on Instagram? I don't think so. Okay, Instagram, let me know if you have more questions. Okay. My ex returned into my life. What to expect next? I'm curious, Svetlana, when you say returned, do you mean that you are dating or that they showed up to talk? I feel, and I'm sorry, today I feel like I just need to be so honest. I'm really hoping it helps everyone. And obviously, you can just listen. Okay, good. I'm glad you're just talking because I really just had this like energy coming through of like, he's messing with you. And it's not like he's trying to, he just doesn't know how to be like there, present, loving, serious, not even serious, just there. I feel like he is testing the waters. You know, it's like a testing to see what the reaction is. I feel like he thought you were going to be very angry with him and that, you know, it was almost like self-sabotage on his part to even reach out to you, right? So it did take him, like, let's honor the fact that it did take him some courage to be able to like truly reach out to you. I can't tell if that's thunder or if it's I think it was thunder. I just heard. And I you know, it's kind of that thing of like it feels like a bit of like a it does feel like a bit of a rumble. It's like almost like a distraction from what you could be focusing on for yourself. So I just kind of like I picture your life like with him and then without him, you know, like the energy. And like with him, you're just not going to be energetically focused on yourself to the degree that like your guides are wanting you to be. And then without him, I'm just like, oh, that's easier. So it's not like a nice it's not like a nice message. I feel like what to expect is less of an important question as like what do I need to do about this? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if you just expect that you're just going to like sit back and kind of receive what he's got, I don't feel it being very helpful and I just feel like going in circles. I don't feel like it's got a lot of progression energy. And this says elegance and patience. And I kind of see this as like, you don't have to boot him out, but I also am like, be very, very clear about your boundaries on how much you talk, how much you think of him. Like, be very careful with yourself to not just think about it all the time because it will distract you from what it is you want to do in life. And that's not what you want in a partner. It's totally not. What you want in a partner is someone who is like so supportive of what that is that you're able to fully be yourself without it feeling like it takes you away from your own happiness. It says nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like you need to rush with like getting him out, like entertain the conversation, you know, see what happens. But I feel like I'm expecting that you're going to be going in circles if you give him a lot of energy. So I would advise that you give it a very small percentage of energy. Like think about how you connect with your friends. Make sure your friends get way more energy than what he gets because I just don't feel like he's earned this amount of, you know, attention or support or energy from you. And yeah, I don't know. That's what I feel. Let me know, Svetlana, how that's resonating with you if you have any more questions about that. Okay, Cloudberry Nail, I see your if answerable. I love that. That's like almost like you've been here before. You might have seen that sometimes I don't answer questions if it's asked in a way that isn't easy, but I will try with that one. Timelines are always funny. Okay, but it's easier if it's just like you and a thing. You know, it's easier for me to check a timeline when it's like you and one thing. Whereas like if it's you and another person, it's way harder to check timelines. Okay, so Sin. You're welcome, Svetlana. You are so welcome. Okay. Sin, can I ask, how does Omori feel towards me? Omori. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Sin. Okay. Huh. I feel like a lot of excitement. I also feel like a lot of energy kind of stuck in the throat, but I feel like a lot of excitement. Like they're like excited to talk to you. In a really, it's like in a really simple, almost like childlike way. Yeah. Oh, and this says courage. Courage. Sin, what stuck? What stuck? Let me know what is stuck. It says, let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. So like what I was feeling is that he or Omori has like some kind of just like some hangups. Yeah, he hasn't replied. Yeah. So it's like it's tough to describe because he is so excited when he talks to you, but then is very much down on himself. Very much does not see him like this courage card. This is like more what he needs. And it says then right after that I got self-love. Self-love, and it says, let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. And I just don't see that Omori is taking care of himself. And so this doesn't really have anything to do with you, Sin, and I'm sorry that you keep attracting these people who just don't have the readiness and emotional like availability for what it is you're looking for. I do feel like he's scared. I do feel like he really judges himself and doesn't feel ready for true and deep communication. Even though he gets excited, it's almost like you get excited and then you're like, whoa, whoa, that's scary. Like that's too much. And that's what I feel like it happened. And then he sort of has gone in a cycle of, okay, now that I messed it up, I don't know how to come back from that. He's like worried. Like, have you reached out to him at all about the fact that he's not messaging you? I'm curious if you've reached out to him about the fact that he's not messaging you. It's not your fault. It's a natural thing to do, but it really feels like it got to him like he was like really like I don't know how to come back. Yeah, so that's it. It's like that message. And again, don't feel bad. You were just doing what you felt compelled to do. That's fine. What I feel though is that when he got that message, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about that. And like he just is like lacking the skill. And so the thing is, he's lacking the skill to be able to like connect with you. And that point blank, that's just a fact. That just is what it is. And so you might not want to attach to the excitement and idea of it, but I also don't want you to go away from this thinking that he didn't want to talk to you, because he actually does and did. He just really doesn't feel himself very connected. Wanted a friendship brother relationship. He wanted that? A friendship brother. I don't really know what a friendship brother relationship is. I mean, like he wanted to be bros and friends. You did. Right. So either way, it feels like he was really struggling with like feeling worthy, feeling like he deserved things. He wanted a friendship like brothers. Yeah, and so he probably is craving. I mean, look at this inner child. Isn't that exactly what you're saying? Right? He has this inner child wound that is saying, I really wanted a brother in you. I wanted to feel very connected to you. And yet he doesn't feel worthy of having this beautiful brother relationship or friendship, that I just don't feel like he is taking care of himself. So it's very hard to accept the love that we deserve when we don't see ourselves as even valid of basic things on a day-to-day level. Like I just feel like he's really struggling. And that's why I say I feel badly for you that you keep attracting these people who are like in these big cycles and things. So you might want to take a look, when we start to. There is a lot of thunder here. It's wild. But it's like sunny outside. You guys can see this. It's like actually like there's patches of blue, but I'm hearing thunder from the other side. It's really fascinating. So it's like unseen thunder, unseen storms. So that's exactly the message for this, Sin. It's like he has this storm going on inside of himself that you cannot see. And so you also cannot help with that because you can't see it. It's not something that you're capable of helping with. So try not to take this on yourself. I think you're probably very sensitive and empathic, and so you're likely taking on his feelings, and his feelings are not one that you want to be taking on. He's got to deal with that himself. Ooh, lightning, power, thunder and lightning. This is part of our weekly collective energy. So this is the last card in our weekly collective reading. And then I'll get on to some more questions. I see cloudberries. I also see these ones on YouTube. There's a few more. I have night, NA, and cloudberry nail. So power, this power card. I mean, getting rainbow blessings and also lightning power, that's like a pretty strong week. So I'm feeling really good about it. I also just feel like a lot of people aren't feeling ready. So that's why this research and study piece and actually thinking about what it is you want to call into your life is so, so key. It's so, so key. Okay, let's get on to night. Night. I have dreams that show me things as well. Oh, yeah, part of the dream club. I have a question. I was shown the number 47 after my second Reiki attunement. Could you help me get clarification? I mean, yeah, I'm sure I can. 47. I mean, you can look up angel number 47. It's very easy to do that. You can also look up numerology for 4 and for 7. You can also see it as 11, right? 7 and 4 is 11. So that makes 1, 1. And then you could be seeing lots of 11, 11s and things. What's beautiful about like numbers and signs and synchronicities is that they're actually coded for you. So even if you look up someone else's interpretation, if you keep seeing 47 in a specific way, and this is what I'm feeling for you, you might keep seeing 47 now. When it comes up, you're meant to get something very specific that isn't actually the basic description. So I see 47 being like, it's going to like, I feel like it's going to be obvious. It'll click in. You'll be like in some meeting and something 47 will jump out at you and you'd be like, whoa, why is that jumping out at me? It could be even just like the amount of a price .47, you know, and then you'll be like, I don't know. It's just something about your own internal feeling. So that's more what it feels like. It's like what you're going to notice and what you're going to feel when it starts showing up from now forward. I have this card for you. It says, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. I love this. Even if I don't know when or how or why, right? Like why does 47 show up? And it's like, I really do feel it's like a sign of alignment. It's going to be like a key for how you recognize that something is very aligned. And it'll be for the next few months, at least, that this 47 will kind of continue to appear at these right moments. I'm going to pull another card here. The air is like so heavy. I should have seen this coming because I had a bit of like a headache this morning and it's like really, really humid. It's so warm. So it's like that heat of a storm as well, this energy right now. You know, sometimes we have to go through that density in order to get the relief that a storm gives. You know, don't you feel like nature sighs a breath of relief when there's a storm? It's like, huh, like whatever that anger was, oh, it kind of is able to leave. Okay, you have pansy, sweet thoughts. Sweet thoughts. It says, pray you love, remember. And there are pansies, that's for thoughts. And it's like this, it's like a sweet, doting type of energy. And so I want you to feel like comforted, basically, is what I feel. I want you to feel comforted by when the number 47 shows up. I feel like it's meant to be like a settling, strong message for, yes, you can trust this. And so I really do see it in some kind of business meeting or something to do with money, that you'll see 47. It woke you straight up. Yeah. It's interesting, right? It's so interesting how these things come up. So okay, I'm curious to see. Please feel free to come back anytime and let us know what comes up with the 47, because I'm so curious. Now, I only have a few more minutes, so I'm going to keep going through these readings because I do have Soul Circle Oracle. We do our weekly Zoom session right after this collective energy reading live on YouTube. So if you're looking to be a part of the Soul Circle and get some actually deep, like one-to-one, real talk, intensive help, and actually connect with some other people, that is after this. And that's for current clients. So if you are a current client, if you want to take one of my programs or work with me on a fairly regular basis, or you have some kind of commitment to your healing that we can both kind of acknowledge, that's the people that I go and help in the Soul Circle Oracle. And it's a lovely, intimate group there. It's not super overwhelming. It's quite nice. Anyways, that's that. Okay. So I see NA, and then I will go to Cloudberry Nail. And I think that's all that I'll have time for today. So sorry, Sin, you're going to have to come back next time and see. And generally, though, I'm going to say really quickly, generally, when you feel someone's energy, it's because there is some sort of energetic and telepathic bond there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have readiness, but it does mean that there is like a thought being shared. So you can at least feel like, okay, it's not just me. NA, can I ask, how will I transition into my aligned life? It's an interesting question. I guess it's like, I would need to know what you feel is not aligned and what you feel is aligned in order to even be able to like more specifically answer that. But let me just pull cards for this for like the general effect. Oof. This energy is like, it's really, really wacky. I'm just not used to my house feeling this warm, honestly, as well. I have like all the windows open. I had the door open earlier. Birds are singing, letting me know storm's coming. B says sweet results await. Sweet results await. So I do feel like it's important that you actually first, before you even, get focused on alignment, just understand life is getting better, right? Like it's important for you. A lot of alignment is belief work and then the actions that come out of solidifying those really strong beliefs. If you're looking to do some hypnotherapy, some deep belief work, that is one of my favorite things to do with people right now. And I'd be happy to help any of you with hypnotherapy. So that's I'll talk more about that later. But the when is like very difficult because that's almost assuming that you just have one click that says my life is suddenly aligned. And so that I'm going to find it difficult to answer because I would need to know exactly what you feel like an aligned life is. And then I might be able to predict, okay, when might that happen? But then it's like, well, what's the point of knowing that? What's the point of knowing when you're going to get into an aligned life when really the focus is like, what is in alignment? How can I feel aligned? And, I feel like I'm using the word aligned so much that it almost could lose meaning. So I'm going to try not to do that. This is something that I think is really important for you. It says, make a list of 3 things that worry you, but you realize you cannot control. So, okay, so you want to move. So then you might have other things right now that are like stuck in your current life that you can't control that are like taking your energy and it keeps you from being able to actually, move. I feel a move for you like end of this year. It could be that another one comes earlier, but I feel a big move happening November, December. So if you're working towards that, there you go. That's some kind of validation for that. Sweet results await. So it's sort of like actually believing that there is this light at the end of the tunnel and continuing to chase the light. And I really do feel with you, there's like a lot of thoughts that are more focused on what it is you don't want and what it is you're trying to get rid of. And so this exercise or something similar to this, where you're just writing down stuff that you don't want to take up any more brain space, I think that's really important for you to acknowledge and admit the ways that you're overthinking in directions that just aren't helpful. I think will be really healing for you and help you get into greater alignment. And the thing is, we just get more clarity and we get more activity and motivation towards the stuff that we want when we focus on the stuff that we want. And it's really difficult to have energy and motivation when we focus on the stuff we don't want, but we all do it. we all do this. We'll go and look at the stuff that we don't want any more of and try to figure out how to fix it. And in reality, we really just want to look at what we do want and try to get more of that instead of just fixing the stuff that, I hope that makes sense, but that's the shift that I'm feeling. So hopefully that helps you. I'm going to answer Cloudberry Nail's question and then I will head out for the day. So let me know if anyone has any other things they want to say. But I won't be able to take any more questions today because I'm going to take a wee break. You are welcome, NA. You are so welcome. And yeah, I'm going to take a little break after this. Often I'll just run from like one thing to the next, but this heavy, dense, like humid air is telling me to chill, like take a water break for a few minutes before doing another Oracle hour. And then another shamanic healing session after that. So, okay. Cloudberry Nail. It says be at home. New work when? Huh. Be at home. Wombat spirit. I do like this. It's like, I wonder whether it's possible for you to have an at home something. I keep hearing in my head homework, which is funny as well. So homework is kind of like, yeah, it feels like doing something at home. It could be some kind of online skill. It could be that you're doing services from your home. I'm feeling like September, October, as far as like a timing, September, October. And I don't see it being your full thing immediately. So it'll have a little bit of growth time. So just to be aware that it won't be like a full fruition. Like what I'm feeling is like it's not quite new work because it's like a little bit of other work and then a little bit of a new work. But there will be a significant shift come September, at the latest October. And so this research study card this week really feels like, there's a lot of people who are needing to take a look at what they don't know that they need to know in order to go into a new direction. So that is what I'm feeling for you so far. Let me know if that resonates. I definitely feel too, it's like building a strong sense of belief in yourself that you can actually do what you want and you don't have to just do what other people say. Like you can do what you want. And like that's generally when things work better, right? When I just like hop on YouTube and do my own thing, it's so much better than if I were to try and follow everyone else's advice on how they think I should go about my business. Any aligned move that I make in my business always goes so well, and any move that is in the direction of what I think should happen or what is like smart tends to not fly as well. So I can see that a lot more because I have an energetic alignment based business. So it's like I learn these lessons a lot more clearly, I think. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Cloudberry Neil. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everyone. It was a pleasure having you here. I love coming and doing these weekly collective live readings. Happy to answer more questions. If you are looking, you sure thought about it. There you go. Okay, so maybe that is like a yes, and you've got a few months anyways to consider this, so that is maybe helpful. And I do feel like you're going to do some other work on the same, so you'll feel more like secure. So that's good. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I love being here. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you all so much. It makes me feel so happy that I get to live here and do this beautiful work and help you all and connect with you all. And yeah, it feels like an important part of my service. And there's lots of other ways that we can work together. So if you want to go check those out, my site is listed down below, or you can go check out heartsfrontier.com. I do shamanic work and oracle work and hypnotherapy and a whole bunch of other things. I have that pendulum chart workshop that you can go get online. It's only $33. So really, it's like there's a lot of resources in there. And then you have an opportunity, if you're working through that, to join the Soul Circle. And so I'm going to hop off to get some water and then go to the Soul Circle Oracle session right now. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And yeah, Love you all. Take care of yourself. And I'll be back for daily YouTube Oracle readings as of tomorrow. And I am going to go live for love and romance Oracle readings because I missed this Thursdays. Life just totally went away from me. Like I was in my life. And so then I forgot about this. Anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow for some love and romance oracle readings more specifically. So anyone who didn't get the rest of their questions answered today, you can come on tomorrow. I think I'm going to do 9 p.m. British time. And Lori, I'm happy to see you over at Soul Circle Oracle if you're able to join it as well. And you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, take care, everyone.